everyone, two things I want to do today. One is to have a look at these cheap keychain kits that you can get, and two is to have a look at these little beauties. Now, thank you very much to Lightwish for sending these to me. These are ultraviolet curing resin that, yes, it glows in the dark. How fun. Right, sorry, came over all Tracy there. Anyway, let's have a look at these. First of all, I'll get this unpacked and we'll get the noisy bit out of the way. Okay, so I've got the noisy bit out of the way, and that was getting this mould out of the cellophane. Right, so we've got some silver jump rings, we have got some gold jump rings, we have got some little screws, little eye screws. Oh, yep, we've got those in gold as well. Yep, for some reason they only send you silver keychain rings. They don't look very chunky, do they? Anyway, we'll see what they're like. This was the bit I really wanted. Was this mould, because I haven't got, in fact, I don't think I've even seen before, a mould in this font. So yeah, it's going to be fun. What I want to try and do is do some like rainbow colouring. We're going to have a bit of fun. This is going to be a very beginner friendly look at ultraviolet curing resin, basically. Now, as some of you may know, I've got glittery resins as well from Lightwish. They're also pretty darned awesome. And yeah, what else have I got? I've got a few bits of Lightwish stuff. So yeah, it's good stuff. Right, what I want to try and do, we've got all these gorgeous colours. Look at this lot. Now, of course, they're going to look different in daylight to what they do when in the dark. So at some point at the end, I'm going to have to turn all the lights off and get them in the dark for you, aren't I? Obviously, she says, stating the blatantly obvious. Right, I want to ask a favour, actually. This is a new microphone. It's brand new. It's the first time I've used it. Would you let me know what the sound is like, please? I hope it'll be good for you. Now, this could be the quickest make ever, because I did a bit of testing of these earlier. I don't usually do that. Usually what you see is the first time I actually get to use them. Now, normally I don't try things before I get on camera with them for you. I want you to see the first time I try them, but I did have a little play in another mould because I just wanted to see how quickly they would cure. And I tell you what, it's fast. Now, I'll be using sort of normal little like ultraviolet torch lights and my usual little clamp on the side of my desk one and things like that. So, yeah, different lamps. But I think you'll be impressed by just how fast this stuff cures. It's amazing. Right, what I want to do then is just do some pretty colours first of all. So shall we do a pink and purple one? And we'll see how quickly this stuff cures up. You'll see what I mean in a minute. It's very thick is the first observation. And now, of course, we don't want to make the depth of the resin. When I say thick, I mean viscous. Now, I don't want them to be too deep, because obviously we're trying to cure ultraviolet curing resin here, and if you make it too deep, it isn't going to cure very well. But this is what I discovered. This is just a cheap little UV torch. It doesn't even look very UV. It just looks white, doesn't it? And in that 10 seconds, it had cured enough. Next colouring, if I was wanting it to separate. Amazing. Now, it does need, of course, doing from the other side as well. This has probably only cured the surface, I think. This is what I thought we would do. We'd do a bit of a rainbow effect. Let's go up here. So we have blue at the top. Now, this is actually, because it is so thick, I think you could probably get away with not curing it in between even, but I am. So there we are. What I'm going to do is put a coat of ultraviolet, just normal ultraviolet curing resin in the back as well. So what have we got there? We've got pink and we've got the purple. Should we go blue? Blue would go quite nice with those, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm just going to have a play. So we'll carry on. Now, the funny thing here is this says it's blue, but look at that. Isn't that funny how it's such a different colour in daylight? I'm going to carry on all around with these, and I'm going to put a bigger, stronger, well, this is pretty strong, but a bigger UV lamp over them afterwards. But I wanted to see what they look like in daylight and also see what this mould's like. My first impression of the mould, by the way, is it's very shiny, which is nice. Now, these yellows, I found there was something interesting with the yellows earlier. One is clear, proper clear, like this, when you pour it in. Gone quite deep there. Let's see if that will cure. Yeah, so one's quite clear and then the other's quite opaque. Quite interesting to see how far we can push this, mightn't it? And it's still cure. I'm going to give it an extra whiz over because I've gone so deep. Of course, I'm going to get a light underneath them for the final cure as well. Let's go. Should we go with the orange next? Now this orange is proper bright, isn't it? Proper bright. And it is opaque. So this is the first thing to report on this set, other than the extremely viscous nature, which should make it great for making jewellery, is that you would want to test them first and see whether they're opaque or clear before you make your final decisions on what you're going to do with them. So you'll see what I mean in a minute, because here's the other yellow, which is like a golden yellow, and it is quite opaque. Now these are quite big pieces. I was going to do some really tiny ones, but then I thought, no, it's going to be easier for you folks to see what I'm doing, isn't it? Make them bigger. It's always good. So we've gone large. Right, let that settle a minute. So that one I have got a bit brave and gone quite thick with. Let's just make sure it's dropped down into the bottom of the, there we are, into the mould. Oops. Helps if you put your torch up the right way. I worry me sometimes, I really do. Now there will be a discount code for these resins, by the way. I'll put the discount code and the link for these down in the video description for you, and they've very kindly given us a discount for this, just a limited period. So I'll put the dates in for you so that you'll know when those dates are, and not waste your time trying to get the discount if you've missed those dates. They're well priced anyway, to be honest. So if you're unfortunate and don't quite catch those discount dates, then don't panic, because of course, they're a good price anyway, and you get a lot in these bottles. These are a good sized bottle, as you can see. Okay, now we're going in with that blue again, which looks more like lime green. Interesting, isn't it? And we're going to I'm going to try mixing some glitter or something in with it in a minute. Give that a bit of a whiz. I'll also put you the link for this little jewellery starter kit mould, because it's quite sweet, isn't it? I haven't got a discount on this, unfortunately, for you. Sorry about that. But I will put you the link on where to get it from. So this is the blue, and there's no mistaking right from outside that it's definitely blue. Sorry. So in with the green, and you can see that straight away it does look green. So that one should be, once it's cured, blue and green. The only one we haven't tried is the white. And I thought this was the one we could probably fill with glitter. I mean, we could put glitter in any, all these is trying to glow already. We could put glitter in any of these, but what I'm thinking is it'll be more obvious in the white. So let's put a layer of white, which just looks clear when you pour it. Interestingly, it just looks totally clear. And I'm putting quite a lot in there. And again, let's just give it a little tap to make sure it's gone all the way around the mould. It is, like I said, very thick. Have to give it a bit of a poke. Maybe I haven't put enough there, but I am going to put another layer anyway, so because I'm going to put some glitter and then we'll put another layer. Now the glitter I thought we'd go for, look at this. Can't even remember where I got it from. I've had it for absolutely ages, but it's rather lovely, isn't it? Now I'm going to just get myself some tweezers, because I'm probably going to get this all over the place. You know what glitter's like. Oh, I can't even pick it up, it's so slippy. Oh, was that it? You know what I'm going to do? I am going to push it in like this. And if I end up with some all over the place, then so be it. But I was thinking we could have glow-in-the-dark and glitter. Why not? I mean, you can get glow-in-the-dark glitter, can't you? But I just thought this stuff's so beautiful. So the mould is sticky. The mould is sticky. I can report that too. So it probably would work with actually brushing your mica powders into as well. Shiny and it's sticky, so I think it would work with chameleon powders. Right, let's get another layer in. I'm pushing my luck really with the depth of this now. And I am going to put on the back of it just some normal clear UV just to top it up. Again, a thin layer. When you're working with UV curing materials, you're best to work with several thin layers rather than big thick ones. As I keep saying, I'm pushing my luck with this because these are quite thick layers. And the reason for that is simply that it cures a lot better. You'll get the light will go through it better and it'll cure better. So this one actually says white on it. Well, it is clear, but I don't think it's going to glow white. The one I did earlier, I didn't pay that much attention to what colour went where, so I couldn't swear to it, but we'll have a look. We will have a look. Right, now what I'm going to do is just top these up with the normal ultraviolet curing resin. Look at the state of this bottle. I must swap the top over. This is one I keep refilling because I've got those whacking big bottles of this from Let's Resin. So I keep refilling this one, and the nozzle has seen better days. You could, of course, top these off with epoxy resin if you wanted. You know that epoxy and UV resin do stick to each other rather well. So you could, if you haven't got any clear handy. I believe Lightwish also do a clear, but because I tend to use either Let's Resin or Apex, I haven't got any of the... I haven't looked into the clear from Lightwish. What we'll do at the end then, once I've cured these up, and I'm going to put them under the lamp for a good time now, really let them cure, and I'll flip it over and do the other side as well. And then what we'll do, we will get the little metal parts, and we'll see just how easy they are to fit. So I'll be back with you once these are all cured up. By the way, if you do get any bubbles on the back of your UV resin, just go over lightly with a torch or an alcohol spray, or just pick them out. Don't hang around too much on the silicone with your flame, because you can scorch your silicone or make the resin overheat and flash cure, and then of course you're going to get it burnt and sticking to the mould, and it'll be bye mould as well as bye. Okay, should we get these out? Snap off any bits of overspill. Let's see if they have cured all the way through. Yeah, I tell you what, that cheap mould starter kit, look how shiny it is. Isn't that nice? I think that's lovely. Fantastic. Okay. Of course, what we won't be able to do until it gets dark, because I haven't got blackout blinds, is see what these colours light up like. Little bits of overspill I'll need to snap off there. Just coming off with my nail. Okay, I did leave a bubble there. I wasn't sure whether I'd got everything. But again, isn't that nice and shiny? I like this mould. They're a little bit warm still, so I'm going to let them finish cooling down before we go trying to make little holes in them and stick the little screws in to make them into things. So that's had a really odd effect. This was the glitter one, and it's like milky, so it's created like a weird kind of opal effect in there, which is odd, isn't it? Okay. Right. I'll see you in I'm going to give them half an hour to really sort of cool down, and then we'll have a go at, we'll try the little parts that they send with this kit to turn them into key rings. So I'll see you later. Right, brought you in for a close-up now. These have all cooled down. It's only half an hour later. They're rock solid. They're dead shiny. Yeah, really chuffed with them. Now, what I've done is I've already screwed the little eye hooks. Are they eye hooks? Eye pins. Screw things. Yes, I've put them into the top anyway. What we're going to do is just show you how I did that, because the last one I have not done yet. I'm still not sure what to make of that with glitter inside it. I don't think it's really worked. But it's more to see what it's going to do in the dark, isn't it? So anyway, that's the main thing. Right. So, which is our top? That's the top, isn't it? It's they're funny letters. Hang on, let me just make sure I've got this up the right way. Yeah, that way. Okay. So, I've got this little tiny drill. It's dead handy. It's not the most powerful thing in the world, but it's a rechargeable, look. Just a normal USB rechargeable. And for this sort of thing, you know what? It's perfect. So what I'm going to do is go into the top here, make a little hole, and turn it off. I'll put you the link for this as well, because I've got two of them. I've got them one on charge while the other one's in use, that sort of thing. So we're just going to clean it off. The other thing I've done is I've gone around the back of them just with a nail file to take off any sharp edge here. But of course, if you fill up the mould a bit further, or put a final top coat of UV in there, you'd lose that as well. Oh, This is a UV curing glue from Resin. It's really fast. It cures in about 5 seconds. You could use normal ultraviolet curing resin, or of course you could just use super glue or E6000 or any of these other multitude of glues that people use with resin. Now I haven't made the hole quite deep enough on that one, which is really annoying. Now I've put the glue in it, I can't take it out. Note to self, next time, try it before you put the glue in there. Anyway, we're just going to zap it with the UV light, and that will cure. It'll be fixed anyway, because there was a good size hole in it. There you go. Give you just a couple of seconds longer. This UV glue does actually come with a torch, but I think I've left that somewhere else as well. Annoying. There we are. Stuck. Now, let me just clean this up like that. I'll show you how to put the rings on. Now, the correct way to open a jump ring, folks, let me just show you this. I've demonstrated it on a few videos. It's a lot easier than it looks. A jump ring is just a ring with a join in it. There. Now, you're tempted, I would imagine, to pull it open like that. So just to open it up like that, if you see what I mean. But that is not the way to do it. And the reason is you'll distort the ring. You'll never get to being circular. What you do instead is you grab one side of it. Make sure you've got your gap, the join at the top. Grab one side of it firmly with one pair of pliers. And then with another pair of pliers, twist. Can you see? I'll just bring that up to the camera. Can you see that's twisted rather than pulled open? And then what we're going to do is we're going to hook it through there. We're going to grab one of the little keychains. So we're still holding it with the pliers on the right. I'm right-handed. Obviously it's the other way around if you're left-handed, but you'll find the pliers work both ways. There's not such a thing as left-handed and right-handed pliers as far as I know. Hook that on. And then we could hook a tassel and anything else we want to on there as well, of course. But then all we do is we twist it back like so that the ends meet up again. And look, it's still round. We haven't distorted it. There you go. Cute, eh? So that one's a bit weird. We'll see what they do. It'll be getting dark here in about an hour because it's that time of year. So what we'll do then is we'll get them in the dark and have a play and look at what they look like. We'll make them glow. You might find these rings are soft enough because this is a cheap set. The rings aren't too thick, so they're soft enough to actually peel open with one pair of pliers. But turning them back is quite hard on your hands. You might make your hands sore. Shame about the bubble in this one. Never mind. It's only for demonstration purposes. So last one here. So, through the end of the chain. Through the little hoop. And pliers. Twist it back. And done. So there we go. We have got 3 funky keychains.